This could be the move that defines the Houston Texans for the next decade, or it could be a gamble that limits our future flexibility. The man at the very center of this massive decision is WE Anderson. He just signed a contract so large it has shifted the entire landscape of the NFL market. By committing $150 million to a single defensive player, the front office is betting the house on his ability to remain elite. The risk is immediate. If he slows down or faces injury, the financial consequences could cripple our roster-building efforts starting right now. WE Anderson is officially the highest-paid non-quarterback in the history of the National Football League. The Houston Texans decided to put pen to paper on a massive 3-year extension worth $150 million. This deal keeps him in Houston through the year 2030. It is a historic moment for the franchise. We are talking about a player who was just drafted a year ago, and now he is the highest-paid defender ever. The team spent a lot of resources to get him. Remember, they traded up to the 3rd pick to draft him and C.J. Stroud back-to-back. It was an aggressive move then, and this contract is an even more aggressive move now. If this really works out and he continues to dominate, everything changes for us and our path to a championship. You need to subscribe now so you do not miss the next big update on how this impacts our salary cap. The news actually broke while he was training in Dallas. His agent called him and told him to call back immediately. He was so nervous his heart dropped. When he heard the final numbers, he literally dropped to his knees and started crying. He was so emotional that he cried during the entire flight back to Houston. The lady sitting next to him on the plane was probably worried because he could not stop the tears. For him, this was about more than just a game. It was about his family and his purpose. He talked about how he can now retire his parents early and help his sisters. He grew up through hard times, and this money changes his entire family's life forever. The Texans are paying for the future, but they are also rewarding the man he has become. It is a simple situation. The team had 2 years left on his rookie deal, but they added 3 more years on top of it. They wanted to make sure their best defensive player never even thinks about leaving. This is a cornerstone move. It means the defense is built around him for the next 5 or 6 years. We have seen players get paid and then relax, but he says his motivation is higher than ever before. He is not focused on the money. He is focused on winning a ring today. He wants to be the best in the world and lead us to a title right now today exactly. We have all seen the flashes of greatness from the young pass rusher, but this new financial burden creates a massive gap between his potential and the expectations we now have. The front office is sweating because they have essentially tied the hands of the team for years to come. When you are the highest paid player on the defense, you cannot have an off day. You cannot have a quiet game. Every single snap will be analyzed through the lens of that $150 million price tag. The frustration could mount quickly if the sack numbers do not reflect the bank account. We know he has the talent to be a first-team All-Pro, but the pressure of being a record breaker is different. It can weigh on a man. Even though he says he does not care about the money, the fans certainly do. Every time an opposing quarterback gets a pass off, people will look at the guy we just paid and wonder why he was not there. The conflict here is real. He wants to walk in his purpose and play for his family. But the NFL is a business that demands results for every cent spent. We are entering a phase where he must be more than just a good player. He must be a game wrecker every single Sunday. If he is not leading the league in pressures and sacks, critics will call this a massive overpay. The gap between being a star and being a legend is what the team is paying for. They are betting that he will not settle. They are betting that the tears he shed on that plane were tears of gratitude that will turn into fire on the field. But we have seen this story go wrong before. Sometimes the weight of the contract is too much to carry. The coaching staff is putting everything on his shoulders. They are counting on him to lead a unit that has struggled to get over the playoff hump. The frustration of 3 straight divisional round exits is still fresh. He knows that the contract is just a piece of paper if it does not lead to a Super Bowl. He has to prove that the Texans were right to make him the most expensive defender in history. The stakes have never been higher for him right now today. We are all waiting to see if he can truly deliver results starting immediately now. This decision by the Houston Texans directly impacts whether we win or lose games over the next several years. It is that simple. If this works, we have a dominant defense that can carry us to a championship. If it fails, we have spent too much money on one person and cannot afford to fix other holes in the team. This move helps the team win more games by ensuring our best leader stays in the locker room. It keeps the core of the defense together. When you have a star like this, Other players play better because they know he is drawing all the attention from the offensive line. This creates an emotional boost for the entire city. We finally have a homegrown superstar who wants to be here for his whole career. But there is a huge risk of failure. If his production drops, we are stuck with a massive bill that we cannot get out of. This impacts every single roster move the team makes from now until 2030. We cannot just go out and sign every free agent we want anymore. We have to be careful with our spending because so much is tied up in one defender. This defines the season because it sets the tone. The team is saying they are ready to win right now. They are not waiting for the future. They are buying the future today. It makes the season more intense because there are no excuses left. With a franchise quarterback and a record-breaking pass rusher, the expectations are through the roof. We are no longer a team that is just happy to be in the playoffs. We are a team that is expected to dominate. This move tells the rest of the league that Houston is a destination again. It tells other players that if they work hard and play the right way, they will be taken care of. This is how you build a winning culture. It starts with rewarding the guys who do things the right way. This isn't just about football. It's about the identity of the Texans. We are building something that is meant to last. Every fan should be feeling the weight of this moment. It is the biggest financial commitment we have ever seen for a defensive player. This matters for every single fan in the city of Houston right now today. We are ready to win it all starting from this second. Let us look at the best-case scenario for the Houston Texans. If this works, he becomes a Hall of Fame player. He leads the league in sacks every year. He wins the Defensive Player of the Year award. Our defense becomes the most feared unit in football. We win multiple Super Bowls because he is unblockable. The contract looks like a bargain as the cap goes up. He becomes the face of the city. But now consider the worst-case scenario. This is where the tension builds. What if he gets hurt? What if his body cannot handle the grind of the next 6 years? We would be paying record money for a player who is on the sidelines. Or what if he just hits a wall? Some players lose their edge once they get the big payday. If he becomes just an average player, our defense will fall apart. We will not have the money to bring in help. We will be stuck watching other teams get better while we are paralyzed by this contract. It is a massive gamble. The emotional tension is real for every fan. If this fails, it sets the franchise back for 5 years. We would waste the best years of our young quarterback because we spent all the money on one side of the ball. The pressure is suffocating. Every training camp report will be scrutinized. Every preseason snap will be watched with nervous eyes. We are all waiting to see which version of the future comes true. If it works, we are legends. If it fails, we are a cautionary tale. Short sentences are necessary here. The risk is high. The reward is higher. We are all in. There is no turning back now. The papers are signed. The money is committed. The clock is ticking on our championship window. We have the pieces. We have the coaches. We have the star. Now we just need the results. If he can turn those tears of joy into a championship trophy, nobody will care about the price tag. But if we are sitting here in 3 years with no rings and a broken cap, we will look back at this day with regret. This is the ultimate high-stakes poker game in the NFL. We are watching the future of our team be decided by one man today. We are looking at a future where he is either the hero or the reason we failed. The Houston Texans have officially made their move. By giving Will Anderson $150 million, they have declared their intention to be a powerhouse. It is a story of hard work, family, and a massive financial risk. He is motivated by more than money, but the money is what will define his legacy in Houston. We are seeing a young man's dream come true, but we are also seeing a franchise bet its entire future on his ability to lead. The tears he shed on that flight back home are the tears of a man who knows his life is changed. Now he must change the fate of this team. Be honest with me right now. Would you have given a player this much money after only one full season of production? It is a question that every fan is debating. Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think he is worth every penny? Also, do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel with notifications on. This isn't just a move for today. It is a decision that will define this team for years to come.